Aston Martin returned to Formula One at the start of the 2021 season, and it has not been a very pretty return to the sport. They have the aim to be fighting and winning races within 5 years or so, and 2023 will be the third year, so there's not long until they hope to be fighting for championships. Aston Martin finished in P7 in the championship in both of those years, which is far from where they expected to be. In 2020, which was the season before the team changed to Aston Martin, the team called Racing Point finished P4 in the Constructors' Championship, but the team were unable to build on this. This was mainly down to the team have pretty much copied the 2019 Mercedes, and some minor changes in the rules meant they just had a very poor car for 2021. But the team did not improve in 2022 either with the new regulations, which was a chance to move up the grid, but they kind of got worse actually, but they look like they're now on the up. In today's video, we are going to talk about the potential the team has, how the 2023 could be a massive improvement, and of course, how the team seem quietly confident that they can make this step forward. Let's get straight into it. To start off with, we're going to talk about the potential that this team has with how much money is being put into them. The team are funded by Lawrence Stroll, who is a billionaire and is putting his heart and soul into this project to make Aston Martin a massive force within the sport. He really wants to succeed with this team and aims to be fighting for championships very soon, and it is looking promising. They are building this massive state-of-the-art factory that will be one of the best on the grid once it is built in a few years' time, with new wind tunnels and the facilities to be able to compete with the likes of Red Bull and Mercedes. It'll be very hard for them to break into being able to fight for a championship in the near future, but it is more than possible if they get it right. In the past 2 years, the teams have not been able to perform how they wanted to, and 2021 and 2022 were two very different years. In 2021, the car was okay at the start, but as the season went on, it just got worse and worse, and they slumped to a P7 finish in the standings. In 2022, they started off very badly with them being the second slowest car, but they were able to develop the car to be much quicker towards the end of the season and were unlucky to finish P7 based on Alfa Romeo having a higher finish in one race. If the team are able to build a solid midfield car for the start of the season and then be able to develop it as the season goes on, the team will have a lot of potential and be able to get towards the top. Once their factory is built, they will have the minerals to be able to build the right car to be able to challenge for the very top. The money is behind the team as long as they stay within the cost cap. The facilities and drivers, which we will talk about very soon, but they will need to perform soon if they want to reach their goal. Do you think that Aston Martin will be able to challenge for the championship in the next few years? Or do you think that Lawrence Stroll is being far too ambitious? Let us know what you think in the comments below. On to our next topic, and which is surrounding what could happen in 2023 and how the team need to and more than likely will improve. One major change that we have to talk about is a change to the driver lineup, with Sebastian Vettel announcing his retirement just before the summer break last year. It meant that a seat was up for grabs at Aston Martin. A shock press release was dropped by Aston Martin that the two-time world champion Fernando Alonso would be replacing another multiple world champion to partner Lawrence Stroll on a multi-year deal. This was surprising because Alpine looked like they were on their way up, but when he spoke to Aston Martin, he wanted to build the project. This kind of hints how Aston Martin has something up their sleeve, and they have their feeling that they're now on the right path to a championship, and Alonso believed this and joined the team alongside Stroll. Of course, Lance Stroll is not going to lose his seat due to his father owning the team, and he's not going to kick his son out, is he? Let's be honest. Alonso brings a lot of valuable experience like Vettel, and he can provide good feedback to the team, but he also wants to lead them, and he has ambitions of winning another championship that his career probably does deserve. The team looked to build on P7 and move towards fighting cars like McLaren and Alpine for the best of the rest position, and Alonso especially will want to beat Alpine with how it ended with his good friend in Esteban Ocon, of course. The team need to also make this step because, if they are being realistic, they need to take each year step by step and improve slowly. They will not be able to go from P7 to P1 in the standings, but they must go from P7 to at least P5 to make this improvement year after year. They have to be in the points regularly, as the teams around them do not have the funds like they do, and they have been underachieving in recent years. Overall, it is a very promising year for Aston Martin as they look to build on P7 and aim to be in the thick of the midfield every single year. Where will Aston Martin finish in the Constructors' Championship? I guess we don't have long to find out. Now, onto the reason why you clicked on this video in the first place, and that of course is Aston Martin does seem quietly confident that they can make the big step in their progress to make it to the very top. We have touched on it a bit in this video so far, but there have been some talk and rumours from the team that this season's car is the one to help them push forward in the order. The signing of Fernando Alonso was one which surprised us all, but it's obvious that Alonso knows things that we do not know yet, and that Aston Martin may have found a loophole in the regulations that will push them up the grid. Alonso spoke briefly on the launch of the AMR23, saying Aston Martin F1 is taking the necessary steps to win in the near future, said Alonso. The team is determined to become a championship contender and will do whatever it takes to get there. It's a matter of time until Aston Martin is winning races and championships. To hear those words come from someone who's been in the sport for over 20 years and has won 2 championships and has seen everything is very promising, and sounds like Alonso is confident that this move from Alpine will pay off. Aston Martin on their livery launch came with a very good looking car with Red Bull-like side pods, which are the same as they did last year after their first upgrade package of the season. The words that are coming out of Aston Martin at this moment in time are that they are very happy with the car that they have created for this season, and they think it will allow them to get into the midfield battle once again. They have the money to be able to get to the cost cap, which will allow them to bring in more upgrades than some teams around them do not have, which we all know that cash is king in Formula 1. From the big dogs of Mercedes and Ferrari down to Aston Martin and Haas, they all have something to prove. So this season will be very exciting, and the season opener is a must watch. The sport has so many neutral fans in today's day and age, and fans of certain drivers and not teams, that we all want a competitive grid. We all want close racing from top to bottom of the grid, and we hope that Aston Martin can move forward and start fighting these massive historical teams in the very near future. They have the minerals, but will they be able to use them wisely? We will have to find out very soon. Thank you all for watching this video, and make sure that you hit that like button and subscribe for more videos just like this one.